Some breaking news from Major League Baseball as the Philadelphia Phillies have relieved Rob Thomson of his duties, and Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, is back in an interim capacity as a manager. Not an overly surprising move, but still one that is going to cause some shockwaves for sure. Let's talk about it. So, yes, the Philadelphia Phillies making a move today. Rob Thomson is out. Don Mattingly is in. And when you see the spot that the Phillies are in right now, this is not an overly surprising one, right? Like the team currently sitting in the bottom or close to the bottom in the NL East. They are technically, I guess, last. A minus 54 run differential, which, just doing a quick scan here, is definitely the worst in the National League and is the worst in Major League Baseball. And it's not overly close, actually. 9-19, already 10.5 games out of first place in the division in the National League East. This has been a disaster start for the Phillies. And, I mean, there was a lot of talk about where the Mets were at, but you look now that the Mets actually won a game, a lot of the focus goes to this Phillies ball club. And runs, they're 28th in Major League Baseball. Runs against, they're 28th. They're not hitting home runs, they're at 17th in that, and they have the 29th best OPS in MLB. And I think what you start to wonder with this group is, did they wait a year too long? And when you have a team that can be getting close to a World Series championship, I think it's fine to wait a year too long. I think that is perfectly acceptable to do, but we talked about it in the offseason. Like, okay, you brought Schwarber back. All right, you made a couple of moves here. Where's better coming from? Is it Brad Keller in the bullpen? I mean, they haven't really needed the closer all that much, given, what has happened there. And he's been okay, but their bullpen has not been strong. The starting staff, which has been a strength of this team for a really long time, has regressed. Like, Aaron Nola is getting hit. Zach Wheeler is not the same dominant guy he was a couple of years ago. Christopher Sanchez, who has worked his way into being one of the better ones in baseball, is having a good year, but there's only so much of that you can overcome. And then you look at the lineup, like Trey Turner is batting leadoff with a 304 on base percentage. Kyle Schwarber's hitting 196. Now, 9 nukes, but hitting 196. And those home runs are great, but when the guy in front of you isn't getting on, what's that doing? They, right now in their starting lineup, have no one hitting over 300. The closest is Brandon Marsh at 297. Like, just nothing is going well on this team. So a shakeup, I think, was inevitable, in my opinion. They have a lot of platoon guys that they can try to kind of work with, but it's an aging group. And it feels like maybe it's a done group now. When you see, like, Trey Turner's 32 years old, Schwarber's 33, Harper's 33. They brought in Garcia, he's 33. Brandon Marsh, 28. That's kind of like Alex Baum's 29. You do have Justin Crawford at 22 years old, but I mean, the dude's your number 8 hitter and a platoon catcher, platoon center fielder right now. So there's a lot of age on this team, and when you see like the Braves are on the trajectory that they are on, and like we think the Mets might be getting a little bit better, and the rest of the National League, like the Dodgers, aren't going anywhere, it does kind of feel like things have passed them by, and it's time for a switch in Philly. Now, can you get value out of some of these guys in a trade? Probably, based on name value and things like that. But it does feel like the start of maybe a bigger switch here. And I wonder if that is why we don't get the Cora news today. Because that's what I talked about it on the radio out here in Calgary. That dude is a good enough manager that other managers get fired, so this guy gets hired. And when I saw the alert, I didn't see the Donnie Baseball part first. I just saw Phillies making the manager change with Rob Thomson. I thought, okay, this is the Cora move. This was it. Off to Philadelphia he goes. And maybe that could still be the case, but I wonder if they're trying to see what direction they are going in. And I mean, like, Cora, I know it hasn't gone well in Boston this year, or it didn't go well in Boston this year. I think he is a difference maker, and I think that that is a very, very good manager that's out there. And so when you get a chance to get a good manager, you do it. So I don't think that you just hold off like, well, we'll see. Maybe we're in a rebuild, so we don't want to get one of the best managers in baseball and waste him there. Maybe he's waiting to see how that situation plays out because he can kind of call his shot. I think there's going to be a Houston job opening up. I think there's going to be a Mets job opening up here pretty soon, as it feels like he was the first domino, Cora being the first domino to really fall in this whole thing. So it does kind of give you a bit of a, feels like some big changes are coming here right now. But for Don Mattingly, another chance at a managerial position. That obviously wasn't going to be there with the Blue Jays, with John Schneider getting an extension after a run to the World Series. So now he gets another chance. I don't think he was great as a hitting coach with the Jays. It does feel like he had a pretty good relationship with a lot of the guys in the Jays locker room, but I don't think Toronto's sluggish start is because of anything not involving Don Mattingly. It felt like the less power he got in Toronto, the better things went. So I don't know if this is going to be the thing that fixes it. Right now, you just need your best players to play. And like no one is playing up to their baseball reference page right now. So we'll see if the Phillies can get this thing back on track. I don't think they will. I think we could see a bit of a fire sale here from the Phillies. It feels done. It really does. And they got really close a couple of times, but it's I don't even want to say it's a what could have been, because I don't know if they missed a whole lot of opportunities. They just ran into a juggernaut. You know, like there were some really good teams when the Braves were winning division titles and going to World Series and stuff like that that just weren't able to crack through. This is going to be probably the reputation of this Phillies team. Fun as hell to watch, but didn't get over the hump in the way that they would have wanted to. So where are you guys at? Am I being too harsh on the Phillies? Am I not being harsh enough on Philadelphia? Let me know in the comments, and we can keep the conversation going there. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube and want to bring Couch Potato Diary with you wherever you go, check out the podcast. Search Couch Potato Diary on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.